How's it going, everybody? My name is FaZe Crypto. Welcome to a brand new video, a brand new episode of Crypto Clout, where we're going to be talking about the cryptocurrency Tron, TRX. And, Justin Sun's project really is a revolutionary inroad as far as the future is concerned when it comes to the providing of media. Yes, we said it, the decentralized internet. You heard it here first. The fact of the matter is that the future is decentralized, and the internet is going to be a central component of the world that we're all going to be living in. So when we take a look at Justin Sun's vision, we take a look at where cryptocurrency can take us as far as providing media, look no further than, let's say, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google, all these old MySpace-like social media platforms, right? There's all these old platforms that are really ready to go. They're ready to decline. You see it in the news every single day. There's Twitter losing stock, there's Facebook losing stock, there's people selling left and right when it comes to all these different technologies for a single reason. That reason being the fact that Twitter just doesn't function the way that it's supposed to function. I want to see Twitter functioning the way that it's supposed to function. I want to see Facebook doing what they originally intended to do. It's really all that simple. The fact of the matter is that these new upstarts, these cryptocurrencies with a vision that are essentially moving in and taking the place of these different technologies, if I might be so bold to say, that's my fundamental interest in Tron. From my personal perspective, I would say that moving forward, it's going to be very interesting to see how Tron positions itself in accordance with the inevitable downfall, the really obsolete Facebook. We will see Facebook move into the realm of MySpace. The same way that people remember MySpace will eventually really coincide with the way that people perceive Facebook. It's really that simple. So it's opening up a huge market for cryptocurrencies and Justin Sun, our friend Tron TRX. Now that's why we're going to be talking about Tron today. All these different partnerships that we've been seeing, the acquisition of BitTorrent, all these different things. Very interesting stuff from my perspective to see how Tron has managed to essentially establish itself so strategically in a way that's going to really make a huge difference later on down the road. While we see Facebook being irresponsible with their data, and also the issue of centralization. Now understand, managing these huge social media platforms like Facebook require having huge financial support behind these centralized bodies that seek to maintain the control. Now, this will inevitably also contribute to the downfall of the legacy social media paradigm and the subsequent new rising of cryptocurrency. We can already see on Huffington Post or whatever, CNN, all these old dying fake news. It's really obvious that they're grasping for an audience. They're grasping to just try and cannibalize themselves over and over again, and they're in decline. It's just a company in decline. It's really very simple. So when we see the fact that these different news, you basically just pick one and it's pretty much just the same story over and over again. And what's happening is these old news, that they used to be the newspaper, stuff that your grandparents read, and really nobody cares about the Washington Post anymore. Nobody cares about the New York Times. Fundamentally, when it comes down to it, these old guard media providers were rising to power because they had an essential monopoly on the newspaper industry, and they are established brand recognition, yada yada yada. But what we're seeing now is really a beautiful thing. It's that these forgotten news outlets that only old people pay attention to now are trying to leverage cryptocurrency. They're trying to have people mine cryptocurrency. They're trying to get me to turn ad block off when I use their website now just to read the news. That's ridiculous. Information should be free. And the fact of the matter is that it's completely and totally plausible for information to be freely transmitted through these decentralized networks. And that's why we're talking about Tron. That's why it's a beautiful thing to see all these different things that have been happening in the news regarding Tron. And step by step, day by day, as we see all these old social media platforms fade away, it's going to be very, very much more interesting to see Justin Sun and the glorious team that's working with these different platforms to really provide a decentralized alternative to these declining platforms like Facebook. And really, that's why this is something that's a key conversation piece that we keep bringing up over and over again on this channel. And I'm very thankful to have this platform with all these people out here utilizing YouTube. And really, you got to hand it to YouTube, because YouTube's the platform probably that you've been provided this content through, which is really something that's, a lesson to be learned by, Justin Sun. If you're listening, wink, wink, you can learn from the 2005 YouTube. You can learn from the success that YouTube has accomplished for itself, and essentially the way that they've provided the user an open availability, hypothetically, to the audience, the possibility of creating a video and reaching millions of people. That old viral philosophy, which was really a foundational trademark that got a lot of people using the internet to begin with. So fundamentally, when we look at a lot of the different competitors that are really going to be a challenging force for Tron, now we're talking about like Cardano, ADA, we're talking about perhaps Steam with its DTube, the fact that Steam has already really created itself and established well-operating a force to be reckoned with. But I say that these different cryptocurrencies, Tron, Steam, Cardano, anything that has the possibility of providing media to the user, they all have something in common. It's essentially the enemy of my enemy is my friend sort of thing. And that's why I want to essentially tie it into that whole decline of Facebook thing, because really people should be seeing dollar signs when they hear about the mistreatment of users' data that's been, the whole Mark Zuckerberg thing, giving people the Zuck and thinking that people are stupid. That's really fundamentally what happens. It's that these old Facebooks, these media providing companies, essentially the old corporations in and of themselves, made a really tactical error by thinking that the consumer was stupid. They didn't realize that anybody sitting at their computer can write a review on review.org, what the fuck ever, can just write stupid little article, a blog or whatever, and it can get read by millions of people. That same viral nature of the internet still maintains. Somebody with a platform of, say, 100,000 subscribers on YouTube can read a blog written by just somebody in their basement who hasn't talked to anybody in 5 years, and provide that person with a platform. That's the beauty of these different social networks and so forth. It's the fact that the beauty of the retweet, essentially, the beauty of providing people with a platform. And essentially that's what the media are targeting. Essentially, you read all these different that slander articles trying to attack all these different what have you, insert celebrity's name here, essentially these different media outlets flexing their muscles, a lot of different interesting things happening. It's an interesting paradigm shift that we're witnessing happening. But understand that the fact that you're interested in cryptocurrency, which I assume you are because you're watching this video, you pretty much are along the right process of thinking to be paying attention to the cryptocurrencies, because it's that section of the internet that's ready to inherit the audiences that are really being so criminally disregarded by the old social media platforms that really had their rise in 2007, 2009, and it's really evolving past then. We can even see it with the younger generation, how they've been using these different apps and so forth. It's really updating faster and faster every single day, and it's going to continue to accelerate at that same velocity as we continue forward and we see the Internet of Things, we see all these different variables coming into alignment. So definitely Tron, something to pay attention to, when I see all these different news articles about Tron and the different accomplishments that Justin Sun has really been, being the captain of the ship in that sense. And really another thing that you have to understand is that when it comes to the part of the world that Justin Sun hails from, Justin Sun's country of origin, opposite United States, for this, really what I'm saying is, in the United States, people have this perception of celebrity. They think of like Lil Yachty, they think of 2 Chainz and Tom Brady and all these different celebrities that are like really haven't accomplished anything, but they're famous for being famous. Now, any of the celebrities I just mentioned, I love them, but I'm not gonna sit here and disregard the fact that they are in fact famous for being famous. Maybe with the exception of an athlete like Tom Brady, who has the prowess, and he's proven in the line of duty that he has the capability of accomplishing the sort of sports things. But I digress. The point of the matter being, you already know the point. I'm not going to waste your time by hammering things in and repeating myself, but then again, in the interest of staying relevant, I will repeat myself in the future, because that's how the internet works. But anyways, I hope you guys have found this video educational. I hope that this has hopefully renewed an interest that you might have in cryptocurrency and the way that the internet is always an evolving organism. Because you think back to the .com bubble, you think back to back in the old day and age when Yahoo was one of the leading contenders as far as search engine goes, and really when that bubble burst, Google rose up and took its place. So things are always shifting, and in that same, essentially in that same token, we could see a huge opportunity opening up for Justin Sun in the decentralization of the internet, really putting the power in the hands of you, the person just sitting at your computer right now. You know what I mean? So think of it that way. But anyways, that's all for now. If you guys are interested, you can follow me on Snapchat. And all that being said, hopefully I'll be able to read some interesting comments down in the description. You know what I mean? Subscribe to the channel, put on post notifications. You know the drill. I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay relevant. Remember, this video is not financial advice. I'm not your dad. This video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. In my personal opinion, which this entire video is just my personal opinion, I mind you. But remember, you're going to keep seeing in the news, Facebook coming to a decline, all these things that I previously mentioned. And, I hope you found this video educational. Make sure you send it to your friends, family, whatever, dislike, whatever. I don't care. Have a good day.